The opinions expressed in this television show is solely that of the person who expressed them and not the opinion of the Emily Pearl Show, its sponsors, or affiliates. Although the Emily Pearl Show may take stances on individual shows, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a prophecy. Free thought is a philosophy and not a prophecy.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I know y'all wasn't expecting me in the middle of the day with some politics. Well, it's too close to election now, and I might just pop up any day now until election is over, and then maybe even a few weeks after, because it's gonna be some hot mess going on with politics, y'all. Please share the show. I know some of y'all watched that debate last night. If it was a debate, well, 1.5 million people have already voted, and I'd be willing to bet you that half of them wish they could take their vote back on both sides. On both sides. So it was President Donald Trump against former Vice President Joe Biden last night. Y'all, I'm trying to share the show a little bit. I'm sure to the Be Livers group. Okay. So I watched it. I watched every bit of it. And they used the first 30 minutes or 45 minutes, for you to hear from the reporters and the commentators, right? Mm-hmm. So I knew it wasn't going to be, um, just right off the bat, they were gonna come out. Mm-hmm. But when it finally came out, I was looking at President Trump. He came out like he was already mad. Mm. And Biden came out like he didn't know which way to go. Hmm. Like he thought he had it in the bag. Well, to me, they said, the commentators, they said it wasn't a winner. But I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I think that there was not a winner, but a better opponent. And I think that that better opponent was Joe Biden. And I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the president came out with boxing gloves on. That is not the way you come out to a debate. All right. A debate means that you're not angry. You have to be in a attitude where you can handle a question and give an answer. Well, Donald, you did not do that at all. All you did was yap, 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 and cut people off, interrupt. You even got to arguing with the moderator, Chris Wallace. That, huh? So right off the bat, you showed the American people of the United States that you do not listen, that you're not willing to listen to nobody, and you want to do all the talking. Well, people already know that in order to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower. And you did not even follow the rules last night. So that's the first thing that people noticed about you. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And Joe did the best he could because I knew he knew you was going to come out with some boxing gloves on. And he did pretty good until he got to the part where you went to talking about his son. See, Joe, that's where you got weak. You did pretty good up to that point. I know we love our children. But when you in the public eye, you can't show your emotions. You got to answer with a professional question. I mean, answer. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's where you got you got punched. Mm-hmm. But you already knew he was going to come after you about your son, so you should have been practicing for that moment, but you didn't. That's what the president specializes in. He specializes in your weakest point, his opponent's weakest point. Mm-hmm. And all Donald talked about, Donald didn't answer not one question. Not one, not really. So they talked about the economy, they talked about the COVID, and they talked about race relations, and they talked about trade deals and other things. But the three things that stood out to me out that I was paying attention to was those three things. All right. Mm-hmm. And so Joe Biden gave some answers. Okay, I can say that much. Joe Biden did give some answers. The president didn't do anything as far as answering. All he did, he's still talking about Hillary Clinton. Jeez, you see what I'm saying? That's not an answer. And Donald, I know you out there watching. Now somebody done told them all because I posted in the Trump night group that I was going to be broadcasting today. So I know they sharing the show with you right now, and you are watching. And I'm gonna show the people why I know you watching. Y'all, can y'all see that? 2020 congressional district canvas. This came from Donald Trump. I'm going to read it to y'all. This is what he sent me. Okay. Winning the November presidential election is going to take a massive grassroots efforts all across America. It is a battle we must win. That is why President Trump has requested that an emergency canvass of every congressional district be conducted immediately. Enclosed is your official 2020 congressional district canvass, registered code, blah, 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 and your name as a representative of Memphis. Your registered canvass document is one of the select few being mailed into Tennessee's 9th congressional district. In order to build the data models needed to target voters in Memphis and help ensure the re-election of President Trump and Republicans up and down the ballot, it is critical that we receive your completed document no later than September 21st. Because of your high level of political involvement, your personal input on the questions presented in your canvas document is extremely important in our nation's future. Blah, 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 and the rest of it. And then with it came this form. Can y'all see it? A survey, the canvas itself, asking some questions. Well, it was due by September the 21st, and today is September the 30th. Need I say more? Look, I don't get involved with politics. I am a talk show host, and I am in media. I talk about politics, okay? I'm not involved in them. So that's the first mistake. Let me get my hair right. That's the first mistake. Yeah, I have a high level of talking about that, commented, giving my opinion. I have a high level of that. But I'm not involved in politics, and I'm not getting ready. I'm not going to get involved. You know, so that right there that I just read that you sent me, Donald, it doesn't apply to me. So you really should not have sent it anyway. But I'm going to get back to the debate and let y'all know what I think about that after a short break. All right. I'll be right back. It's the 901 show. 901 show. 901 show. The 901 show. 901 show. Get on this hot night. The 901 show. 901 show. It's the 901 show. 901 show. 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 Get on this hot night. The 901 show. 901 show. Hot night. Hot night. Hot night. Hot The 901 Show. Hot night. It's the 901 Show. It's the 901 Show. The 901 Show. Get on this hot night. The 901 Show. It's the 901 Show. It's the 901 Show. Okay, it is still in here. And it would not go away. There it is. I had to refresh my screen. All right. So I invited some people to watch. Let me make sure I'm in here. I'm looking at my phone. I got to wait until I come back in. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm in. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm showing. Okay. So let's start with the COVID. Okay. And so Joe Biden laid down a line on you, Donald, when he said that you didn't do anything but ask, suggest that people shoot themselves with bleach in the arm. I laughed at that. And he said what he would do. He would definitely close down everything. And I tend to agree with Joe Biden because the economy is not what they're saying that it is, what Trump is saying. Trump is saying that the economy is going back. You got some economists who study the economy that say that it's going back. No, it's not. It is not going back for the poor and the middle class. The only part of the economy that's growing back is those 10% who are millionaires and billionaires. You know why? Because they are making money off of a crisis. They're investing money in masks, ventilators, medicine, pharmacy, experimental trials and colleges, and that's where they're investing their money, and they're making returns on that money because that's really the only thing that's making money right now. Research, anything evolved that has to do with the COVID crisis, that's where the 10% millionaires and billionaires are investing their money, and they're making money back. But the rest of the people, including myself, we are not growing back. Growing back to what? Because some of us didn't ever get a chance to grow in the first place. So that's a lie. That's a lie. And Joe Biden said that it wasn't. Because I'm getting warmed up here because every time I get to talk about politics, I get heated. And I agree with Joe Biden about shutting things back down because you know why? We got another surge coming. And he was right when he said that half of the states in the United States now have a new surge. That's the truth. Because right here in my county and city, we got a new surge. They are not giving you the truth because they're not getting all of the facts. People are not taking the test, but they're just still walking around spreading COVID, okay? And they're not taking that test because that thing that they stick up their nose, that hurts. And then a lot of them are not taking the test because they're afraid to know if they have it or not. So that's where the surges are coming from. The only way that they can report what's going on with the numbers of people that have COVID or coming in with COVID are those that go to the hospital, because the clinics, I don't even know if they test. Yeah, and if they do test you, excuse me, they send you to the hospital. So the numbers are coming from the hospital. But excuse me, but you still got people walking around with it. Say, So I agree with Joe Biden. Everything needs to be shut back down. Everything needs to be shut back down, and give this stuff a chance to evaporate. Because as long as you got people still walking around spreading, then you're not doing anything but putting gasoline on the fire, okay? And as long as you got people walking around refusing, just simply refusing to wear a mask, not knowing whether or not they are spreading COVID, even if they're not sick, it's ridiculous. They need to be at home. If you're gonna go out and not wear a mask, then stay home. That's what I think. So I agree with him on that. And on the economy, like I said, Trump said that we are going back. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. And race relations. Oh my God. The president really let people know where he stood, because Chris Wallace asked him, was he willing to defy and stand against white supremacists and white supremacy and the KKK. And all he did, I got a call, and all he did was say, I'm willing, but he never did. And then he said something really stupid. Okay, boys, stand down and stand, what was that? Stand down, but stand ready, or something like that. Stand ready. That is a message of sending nothing but racial violence. But Donna, what you fail to realize is this. Do you know how many gangs it is in the United States? There are more gangs than it is the Ku Klux Klan and white supremacists. There are more gangs. And then you think that they didn't hear you say that? Do you think that they are not prepared for your boys, as you call them? Do you think? Because let me tell you something. These gangs have doctors, lawyers, policemen, politicians on the payroll, just like you got them on payroll. So they're not going to stand by and just let your boys come in and do what they want to do. See, so you're inciting violence by telling your boys to stand by. stand ready. That was really, really dumb. That was really, it was dumb, it was dumb, and it was racist, just purely racist. So now everybody know that you are racist. Which your niece, your niece in her book and her appearances on television had already told us that your family has been racist all their life. She didn't say that she was, but she said your family and particularly you. See, baby, because that's the way you was raised. And that's what I've been telling people. Racism is a learned behavior. It is not something that we are born with. Okay? And so that's what she said about you. So you really blew your chance of winning an election when you said that. You think people want to go back to the 1950s with whistles, like Biden said, dog whistles and dogs chasing and race people of color down in the streets again and beating them? That's what you're trying to bring back. People don't want that. These young people are not going to stand for that. Thank God these young people are not racist, because you know why? Because busing allowed them to mix cultures. School busing allowed the mixture of cultures, and these young people grew to accept people as they are. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So they're not going to stand by. That's what you see now. You see most of the young people that's out there protesting. The old people probably would, but most of us is decrepit and crippled. And, we can't get out there and walk. So the young people are out there doing it. These are the young people that grew up in a school busing system, because as you can see, the crowds are mixed with both people of color and Caucasians, okay? All races. So these people are not going to let you bring back those times. You are outnumbered. You are outnumbered. You and your boys are outnumbered. Plain and simple. All right? So, but what really, really it didn't really surprise me, but I really thought that a president would be more professional and not yap, 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 and talk all over the other person, not even give the other person an opportunity to speak, not even give the moderator a chance to ask the question, just kept on going. Just kept on. Blah, 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 blah. Meaning what? That told the people that you don't want to listen to nobody. You want everybody listening to you. But you cannot learn anything if you don't listen. And that showed everybody right then your what? A degree of your intelligence, really. You the one got out there and did this. You the one got out there and shamed yourself. You. So you can't blame it on anybody but you. Your actions and your reactions told you. I didn't see you smile not one time. You did not answer the questions that was asked of you. You did not address the people. All you did was attack Vice President Biden, the Democrats, Obama, and Hillary Clinton. That's all you did. So what does that tell people? That's why I say, out of those 1.5 million people that have voted already, I know probably 80% of them wish that they could take their vote back. So we got 2 more debates coming up, right? The next one is supposed to be next week. Is going to be my earbud. It's going to be the Vice President Pence. Now Pence is a laid back, slow responding guy, and Kamala Harris, the Vice President candidate, nominee. And Kamala Harris is an attacker. She's not laid back. So are we going to see the opposite of what we saw last night with Kamala Harris attacking Pence? But I know she's going to attack him, but I do think that she has a higher degree of intelligence where she will not talk all over him while he's talking and make faces and shake her head and do all of that dramatic stuff that the president did last night. You know, because when you go that far in dramatics, people know right away that you're not telling the truth. Because when you're telling the truth, you don't have to do a whole lot of dramatics. You don't have to do faces. You don't have to do head turning, head dropping, head looking, and eye rolling. You don't have to do that when you're telling the truth, right? Now, that's the one thing that Joe Biden did. He looked straight into the camera and talked to the people. And Donald, you did not. All you did was look at the moderator and look at uh, the candidate, former Vice President Biden. All you did was look at Joe. Mm. And when you can't look people in the eye, that's one thing I learned growing up, and it still stands true today. If a person can't look you in the eye when they talking to you, like I'm looking at y'all now talking to y'all, then they lying. It's a plain and simple. And the other thing, and people that study expressions of people, faces, to tell whether or not they lying or telling the truth, that sort of thing, they would tell you. And when people look to the left, send their eyes to the left, they lying. And I saw a lot of your eyes going to the left last night. That's part of the reason why they had you on the right, because you have a habit of your eyes going to the left, even when you're standing by yourself and not having to look at anybody to the left. Mm-hmm. So that's what those facial experts will say. They know how to tell when people are lying and telling the truth. But we already knew that. We people learn that growing up, that when people can't look you in the eye and tell you and say what they're gonna say about what they're saying, they're lying. Yeah. So people looked at that. They watched your face, Mr. President. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna watch the next debate. I am. I'm gonna watch all three. So it's supposed to go like this. It's supposed to be Kamala Harris and Mike Pence, and then again President Trump and Joe Biden. So I hope that the one that comes up with President Trump and Joe Biden goes a lot better than what we saw last night. Somebody up there needs to tell Donald to shut his mouth and let other people talk. Because when you're trying to hog the show, then you're hiding something. That shows that you're hiding something. So whoever it is up there that can get through to him. Oh, that's, by the way, his coach for the debate last night was Chris Christie, of all people. Mm-hmm. Chris Christie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and even he was disappointed. He said Donald Trump came across as too hot-headed. Mm-hmm. But you coached him, Chris, and everybody knows you a hothead. So he did just like you. So, if you want to win the confidence of the people, you don't get another hothead to coach you for a debate. That was a big, huge mistake. That's just dumb. So next time you better try to get somebody else that is calm, cool, and collected. CCC, calm, cool, and collected. Mm-hmm. 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 Somebody up there, please tell Donald on his next appearance to shut his mouth and stop making faces. Yeah, that did not look presidential at all. It looked like kindergarten. 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 It did not look grown up at all. I mean, take the professional out. It just did not look grown up at all. All right, there, y'all. So I will be popping up with Pearl's Politics at least once a week, maybe twice a week now, since it's so close to election time, because it's just always something going on. Oh, don't forget, don't let me forget this when they mentioned about his taxes, that's the hottest thing that came out. Say he hadn't paid taxes. Donald Trump hasn't paid taxes in 10 years. And last year he only paid $750. And the year before that, he only paid $750. Yeah. So that is something else that people need to look at. That's what allegedly, that's a reports that came out that. So since they haven't seen a tax return, it can only be returns. It can only be alleged, because apparently the information was leaked to the New York Times somehow. But since it hasn't been shown to the public, his returns have not been actually shown to the public, then it could only remain as alleged information, right? And they were talking about the violence and, of course, police brutality. And the president kept asking Joe, telling Joe that he has the support of all the law enforcement, police officers and chiefs and military, and asking him what did he have. Well, Joe Biden didn't have to say what he had, because most of the gangs are Democrat. Most of the gangs in this country, they're Democrat. They're not Republican. So Joe didn't have to tell what he had. Because after what you said, Donna, which was plain and clear to the gangs, it was plain and clear what you said, is that you support the KKK and white supremacy. You can't get no plainer than that. You said it. Can't get no plainer than that. And I really, like I said, I bet you $1.25 that is more gangs in this nation, and surrounding this nation, than it is your white supremacists. Because see, they was wiped out once. They had to go into hiding. They had to go into hiding. They didn't come out till you got to be president. That's right. That's right. Everybody know that. So don't be surprised if your boys are sitting back in the hiding after what you said last night. Yeah. So I know you're watching, and I know you can see this. So you better listen to it and take some tips from me, because this old lady knows exactly what she's talking about. That's right. That's right. I grew up in the hood. That's right. I know exactly what I'm talking about. That's right, buddy. All right, Thunderbirds. Like I say, listen, everything in your life has something to do with politics. So pay attention. And you don't necessarily get involved like that letter that Donald sent me talking about, says I have a high level of involvement. I don't have a high level involvement in politics. I have a high level of paying attention to them. So that's what I'm saying. And I used to say get involved, but he gonna stop me from saying that. So because politics have something to do with everything in our lives, please have a high level of paying attention. And always remember this, that free thought, what you think up here, is a philosophy. It is not a policy. Nobody can tell you that you cannot think this. And the First Amendment allows you to speak what you think. All right? All right then. Listen, I will see y'all Thunderbirds next time I have a pop-up politics show. I don't know when it's going to be. Can't even schedule it no more. So just watch out for it. And thank y'all so much. Thank you, Ernestine. Thank you, Sonia. Ernestine said great topics. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and share this information. Share this information, because I know y'all got y'all opinion too. And y'all can say y'all opinion. Y'all can comment and stuff. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Because this country still is a free country, regardless as to what anybody try to do or what anybody says. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all next time. And that's my time. Bye bye.